Why, good morning, you beautiful souls. I hope you're having a great day thus far. In this morning, in our Sunday Satsang, we're focusing on letting go of conditionings. This is going to be the process of seeing yourself as you are, remaining as the pure, and ultimately having this opportunity to fully free yourself, liberate yourself from these past pains, tensions, learned behaviors, so you can finally have that taste of the now, of your pureness, and continue your process of unfoldment. So go ahead and get those last few wiggles out, get a good stretch in if you need to. I lovingly invite you into the space of the heart. When you hear the first 3 taps of the bell, with each sound of the bowl as it rings, take a nice deep inhale. And with your exhale, transform it into a calm yet gentle om. As we transition into this state of pure awareness, of pure observation. Begin to tell the body to simply take command of the breath as you sink deeper into yourself, your awareness, your silent knowing. Begin to understand that the internal happenings of thought, emotion, and sensation may arise, but your objective is to purely remain as you are, witnessing, relaxing, simply being. And with this final tap of the bell, shift your gaze of awareness to the sound of the bowl as it rings and fades into silence, continuing to give your focus on that emptiness, that space, that silence in between all happenings. This life, this human experience, we begin as an empty slate. When we look at the innocence of children, we understand that we learn everything. That sets us down a path of identification and the many lesser expressions of personhood. And these learned behaviors from Western science already know are ingrained within us on a subconscious level by the time we're 7, 8, and 10 years old. Everything else is simply stacking upon this foundation of mud. We must come to recognize that it is a unstable foundation of our identifications, of our attachments, and our understanding of this world, because society has lost the many great teachings of the past. Disconnected from spirit, therefore disconnected from ourselves. We see the manifestation of this lack of understanding, and the many atrocities we experience in our world, the selfishness, the aggression, the suffering. For when we lose identification with our spirit and solely see ourselves as a person, as this human body experiencing life, we become separated and attached to the temporary states. That whatever arises within this body is us, that whatever pains happen to us in this world are against us. But fundamentally, we forget the facts that we are gods and goddesses of creation, that our powers are based in our affection, our awareness, our love. Yet when our understanding of ourselves and the world only goes into the physical, we become obsessed, enamored with all that is physical. The love of power, the love of money, the many lesser natures that cause us to overindulge. But what happens when you let everything go you were taught? What happens when you willingly and consciously let go of all of the understandings about yourself? We must see the process of liberating ourselves from conditionings, simply letting them go, comes through this understanding of what we're not. And that is the temporary, that is the learned. You have always been what you are, which is why spirituality can seem paradoxical. When you let go of everything, you receive everything and more. When you go beyond the understanding of who you are in flesh and bone, and come to seek out the answers of who was I before I was even named, you come into the playground of the eternal. It's this recognition that the infant states of love, compassion, playfulness, curiosity are innate behaviors of our spirit. Yet as we age, we operate as a sponge, soaking up the water, whether it's dirty or clean, indiscriminately identifying with behaviors that may not serve our true nature. But come to understand this is the process of life, for how can we truly appreciate what we are if we seemingly lose it? That is the beauty of this existence, this playground of expression, is that we have the opportunity to even witness transformation. That we receive a gracious gift of being humbled by our truth. Peel back the layers of yourself. Look at the many expressions in which you do and understand that they are but ripples of an initial stone being tossed in your still waters. Whether it be learned from someone's words or someone's actions, we must understand that we learn and soak up everything in our environment in our youth, from the people to the places. And as we continue to age, those early learned conditionings and rules of being a person begin to manifest in many ways. And in these multitude of expressions, we can become anchored in them even more. Yet naturally, we tend to rebel against some, Come to understand that your journey truly begins when you willingly and lovingly dedicate yourself to squeezing out that sponge of conditioning, to simply witness life as it is, to come to understand who you really are. The timeless question, who am I, is a mantra for many. So look within your own heart. Who were you? Who are you before you received the conditionings? Before you were named? Before you learned this sense of otherness and separation? One aspect of our nature is playfulness. So we must come to understand the funny aspects of life. For the ego, it serves as a antagonist in this film of one. We are each destined to battle ourselves and overcome the many challenges in which we're conditioned to. But when you cease to see it like a conflict and come to understand it as a play, it becomes liberating in your own healing. For the ego likes to separate things, it likes to separate you. See it as that test. And ultimately, the lesson here is separate yourself from all attachments. Separate yourself from these understandings of separation and exclusivity. The many attributes and aroma of our pureness are akin to the childhood states we all know and experience in our youth, but come to recognize it was there first. Life is a beautiful dance. Life is an amazing gift. Ultimately, we recognize we can never take this search and journey too seriously because with birth, one is destined for death. So come to understand that life is eternal. Witness it yourself. Transcend time. Transcend space. All can be achieved when we heal. When we remove the extra layers of identification and attachment. Take a nice deep breath here, filling up the lungs with the prana and chi around you. And as you exhale, consciously let go of a past learned behavior that is currently manifesting, whether it be assumption, whether it be frustration, sadness. Recognize these are all foreign to you. Take a nice deep breath here. Again, drawing in that light and love from the ether around you. And as you exhale, release all temptation to be attached to the temporary. And as you exhale, recognize these energies are being reabsorbed into this ocean of energy to be transmuted into powers of love and healing. And as you take one more deep breath here, internally ask your guardians, ask your ancestors, your masters, your guardian angels. Ask them for your support to assist you in this journey of unfoldment and healing. For we must recognize that when we seek to heal from these conditionings, we heal the past ancestral lineages. For when we simply analyze what conditionings are, we must come to understand they are learned behaviors passed down, and not all seek to heal, not all serve our unfoldment. But as you are an eternal being transcending space and time, we must come to recognize that your liberation here serves to heal the past, the future, and free you to experience the present as it is, this moment called now. Simply remain within your heart. Begin to look back in your own experiences. Was a mannerism passed down? Was a habitual action received? Did a past pain and trauma manifest into a current behavior? Begin to look at your life. Bring it back to the start. Look in the youth and see how you were blindfolded and spun around and told to walk. And where did that journey get you? This is not a question of judgment, it is simply an observational state we must recognize within us. What was the cause to the effects we live out in our adulthood? Free yourself from the past. Console that younger self that needed love. Encourage that younger self that needed support, that needed a conversation, and come to be honored and proud of your journey, for it brought you here to this moment of liberation. Many lack the courage to look within. Understand that you stand among the few, willingly, lovingly, and consciously seeking to empower themselves, to heal themselves, to awaken to the truth that is. Know that you are always supported. This plane is but one of many. And as mentioned previously, your supporting cast, your team of guardians, your ancestors, the masters and many teachers in which we learn from in the dream states, are all around, here to encourage you, here to support you, to assist you, and to help guide you as you awaken fully to the pureness within. Take a nice deep breath here. And with a big smile on your face, fill yourself up with this love and support and empowerment. And as you exhale, again recognize, be proud of yourself, be loving towards yourself. Everything you want in life, you must first treat yourself. Come to recognize that you have infinite potential. You have the ability to manifest and create. You're here to awaken yourself and inspire others. But ultimately, we cannot build that lighthouse, that beacon of hope for others, that reminder of our own light within for ourselves, unless we rebuild from the foundation up. So it's here we must lovingly let go of everything we understand about ourselves. Abandon all assumptions and beliefs and come to know what we are through experience. Clear away the muddy foundation and simply marinate in what we are. the eternal presence, the intuitional knowing, the dynamic emptiness that is full, yet is no thing. And allow your life to unfold like a film and simply observe and witness it. When you hear the next tap of the bell, take a nice deep breath in. And as you simply marinate in this present moment, transform that inhale into a gentle in your exhale and release of tension, release of conditionings and their attachment, their enamor over your gaze. And simply remain as you are, the pureness. And come to recognize that it's always what you are, what you've been looking for, and it never left you, for it is you. And confidently, filled with pride and understanding, forever know in your heart that the temporary is not you. It is but another experience. Namaste. I bow to the divine within you. And thank you so much for joining me this morning. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and just come to recognize that you are a powerful being. I think the one thing that's always very unfortunate to learn about our society is how much of our potential and power has been hidden from us purposefully to take us away from the true threat that a lot of awakened beings have. You're a game changer. When you come to understand yourself and self mastery, there is nothing that anyone else can tell you or show you that's going to make you forget who you are. Once you experience it, you experience it. And most importantly, it brings you to that realm of compassion and understanding that everyone else is that too. So, in a world where you fully understand the meaning behind namaste, that divine within each being, when you fully live in that recognition that we are all stemming from the one source, that everything is interconnected, and you experience that, you understand that you are this eternal being living this temporary experience, everything changes. Everything in terms of our current model of, I guess you would say, like materialism, instant gratification, all these other things just are null and void. The system shuts down. And that's the true, there's many reasons, but that's one of the true reasons why all of this ancestral knowledge, all of this spiritual history has been eliminated from everything mainstream. I think it's always important, there's been many religions that talk about reincarnation, and even in Christianity, reincarnation was a huge theme until the Council of Nicaea got rid of it. Now you must look at why. If everyone understood that we live a multitude of lives, that we truly are spirit, that completely changes how people process the world. And we've lived in this state, this attack on reincarnation, this attack on spirituality for hundreds, if not thousands of years. You know, so just come to recognize, the statement of the meditation where be proud of yourself being on this journey of unfoldment. It takes a brave spirit to fully question themselves and their reality. And not everyone is strong enough to really process it and handle it. fundamentally. It breaks a lot of people mentally. But that's the beauty in which you're at in your journey is you're here to experience. You're here to wake up. And that's one of the coolest things to ever be a part of is this great awakening, you could say, this era of transformation. So carry yourself with that extra, give yourself that love, and ultimately truly give your pureness that love and attention that it deserves. Because when you focus more on the eternal attributes of what you are, the things that are unchanging within your experience, that witnessing, you're an immovable force. You're a mountain of strength. And you truly are a savage, like, because you're carrying out this beautiful dance of love and compassion in this world of confusion and suffering, and truly are, you're a godsend. So keep up the amazing work. I think it's really cool to hear people on their own journeys. So if you have any inspirations, if you have any kind of revelations that you feel will help humanity, leave them in the comments, tap them in the live chat. I'd love to hear about them. And most importantly, continue to do you, you beautiful soul. And with that, may the fruit of knowledge offer a seed. And in that seed, may your love, will, and intuition give life and nourishment. For a tree shall grow, and in its shade may you offer peace. May you find peace and offer peace to all who ask. Oh, I love you so much. Namaste. I bow to that divine within you. Stay uplifted. Remain hopeful. Recognize that it's the temporary within us that distracts us from the eternal presence that is always within. So just remind yourself if you're ever in an experience, because life's going to test you. Life's going to have you put your money where your mouth is. And when you experience something today, just recognize that you don't need to go into the temporary states. Remain in that love. That's the aroma of our being, and it's always there. So have fun. Enjoy this life. Enjoy your day. Take care. Peace.